on, I just thought I'd do a random stream. I got my Wally dog staring at me. Do you want to come up, fella? Up you come. Oh, there he is. Oh, you comfy there, eh? Well, I better move the microphone though, because you're going to keep knocking that, aren't you? There you are. What do you smell? You smell treats? No, you walk it down now. Okay. Come here if you want. Look, there you are. I'll move the camera around. That's it. You go there, are you? Sebastian, oh, crikey. Talk about disorganised. Pandora will be here in a minute. But she will. Right. Move your bum. That's it. That's better. Because I can move my bum then. And I'll bring this camera a little bit closer. What kiddie aunt. Yeah, hello you. So, what's been happening, eh? Blimey. Hello, Karen. Hello, Regan. Hope you're well. Hope your tummy's okay now. Don't worry, you're allowed to make a sudden dash if you need to. Oh, hang on. I better tighten that up. Crikey. I ain't done a live stream sitting there before, I don't think. I was going to go back in the workshop, and then I went in there. I was going to do just casual live stream in the workshop. And it's flippin' freezing, it is. All right, now, what should we talk about? Well, there's a few things. Donald Trump being shot. Regan was talking about that earlier. Well, he wasn't shot. It's an assassination attempt. Now, Regan was saying that I don't want anyone to obviously get killed and stuff like that. That's fair enough. But, you know, if it happened, it wouldn't bother me. Seriously, not that man. That man is, well, what he did at Capitol Hill, and 9 people got killed as a result of what he did. I wouldn't, put it like this, I wouldn't shed a tear. I wouldn't celebrate, but I wouldn't shed a tear. You know? I don't feel he deserves any sympathy. But that's my feeling, you know. And a bit like somebody else, I got, what's going on here? My colour's all off. That's better. I was turning orange. That's one of my RGB lights. There you go, that a bit orangey. That makes it a bit more summery. There you go. And then we got Huw Edwards, who was sentenced today. That was absolutely disgraceful. Now, I've got a little bit of history in that. No, not me, as in, no. Now, Huw Edwards of the BBC has been, well, paying for images of children. A 7-year-old, but a 7-year-old, all right? Sexual acts with a 7-year-old. Now, just think about the size difference there for a start. It's just that poor kid is going to be traumatised for the rest of his life. You don't get over stuff like that. You just don't. Should we take your collar off? What have we got a collar on for anyway? You know, that's when we had a walk earlier, wasn't it, boy? And I made a video about this ages ago when the news first came out. Okay, it was a bit preemptive and what have you, but there was something about him, and I just didn't. I never did like him. He's creepy. I found him creepy, and so I wasn't surprised. Anyway, it turned out to be true. And don't get me wrong, I was wrong to make that video. I get that now, obviously, you know. But I kind of jumped on the old bandwagon and I made a video about Huw Edwards, denigrating Huw Edwards because, quite frank, I didn't actually say his name actually at the time. I can't remember now. But anyway, I was disgusted by it, and it's partly because we've got a bit of history in it, and that my dead wife just didn't want to talk about this because she's quite open about it. Her ex-husband. Yeah, she's been married before, Caroline has. Her ex-husband, horrible man. I don't even mind telling you his name. It's David Holland, lives in Norfolk, Norwich, Norfolk. Getting on a bit now, I think. And anyway, he was a horrible, horrible, violent man. He used to beat my dear wife about. Yeah, before we got together, obviously. And he went in front of the court and he got off for paedophilia. There you go, boy. There you go. Two of his nieces, I can't remember their ages, they're very young anyway. 2 of his nieces, he tried to, well, he did. No, he had sex with one of them. And I'll get the details, it was disgusting. Anyway, he up in front of the courts, and because the family vouched, there was so much pressure on the family, the parents of the 2 girls, I think they were twins actually, the parents of the two girls were had so much pressure put on them by the family. They dropped they didn't drop it, but they didn't want to pursue it, and went through the courts, and he got off, a bit like Huw Edwards. Now, Huw Edwards was looking at pictures and what have you, and paying for pictures, which is obviously very, very bad. But this guy actually was a perpetrator. Now, there was things that I'd witnessed when I first met Carol. I remember clearing stuff out and what have you. There was like flipping like brownies annuals. You know, they've got like Girl Guides type annuals, and the pages were stuck together. You know, I'm not going to tell you what's in there. You can work it out for yourself. And the stuff like that we found, it was grotesque. And Caroline obviously didn't know what he was really like, and plus Caroline was very, very timid. She was also beaten into submission. You drag her about by her stockings and stuff, you know. Don't wear stockings these days, do you? Your leggings. But this guy's a horrible, horrible man. But it kind of makes me think people like Huw Edwards, even though he may not have been involved in that kind, we don't know actually. As far as we know, it's just images. The fact is, he was paying for these images. When this first came to light, he was paying for images from another young lad. I think he was 15 or 16 or something. Online, basically, this lad was performing for him and taking pictures of himself. And Huw Edwards bought these images for about, if I remember rightly, about 36,000 or something. And this lad was making quite a bit of money. Obviously, he didn't do anything illegal, people are saying. Didn't do anything illegal. He was the type. He was the type. And he's got off it. He's got off. What signal does this send to other people with that inclination? That's my tripod you're trying to kick, Wally. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, what sort of message does that send? Quite frankly, I just find it absolutely disgraceful. And it's... Now, do you consider him as a low-risk offendant? Somebody that could be walking around the streets and what have you? And they did let out a whole load of prisoners early, didn't they, just recently? And one's already back inside. But that not be funny. That was one out of like 700 or something stupid. It's not really. That's pretty low odds. And yeah, so I just feel that it's just sending the wrong signal to people who are going to be empowered by this to carry on doing what they're doing. And people like Huw Edwards is providing the marketplace. These people wouldn't exist if there wasn't people buying the images, unless that was their inclination in the first place and just doing it for themselves. These people wouldn't have a business, would they? They just wouldn't. So I just think the whole thing is disgraceful. And also, I don't think it's going to do Keir Starmer much good either, because you get the old argument. Whenever I bring anything about Keir Starmer and what have you, the usual one, what about Jimmy Savile, and how apparently Keir Starmer was, he dismissed the cases and stuff like that, there was more to it than that. This is going to be thrown in his face. It is. I think it's a big mistake. Even though it's out of his hands, it's down to the judge, and the judge will probably look, hang on, there's no prison spaces. If I put Huw Edwards in, well then they'll have to let some more out. Oh dear. I find it disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful, and as somebody who's got a large family now as well, you just kind of worry about your grandchildren. When these people exist. I know he's not alone, and I know there's a whole load of people like that kicking about. They are obviously a tiny minority, to be fair, but obviously they always make the news, they always make the press. But I feel that someone like Huw Edwards, and he's using his mental health as an excuse. He really is. A brilliant defence. I know he's complained about his mental health for years, actually. Well, yeah, maybe you should have got some help. Maybe you thought something, maybe what I'm doing is not right, and got some help. But no, he carried on. And it wasn't until he got caught and then got investigated and his computer got confiscated, and they obviously looked at his drives and God knows what else. and they found hundreds or thousands of images, thumbnail images of well, kiddie porn. Some of it's serious. Do you want to come up there or not? Oh, crikey, Wally. Don't knock the camera over. Oh, quick, sit on me now, I've got all your treats down there, all in my pocket and you're sitting on them. Hang on, what's that? There. What, Bear? Does Bear want one? Sebastian? You gone to sleep? I think he's gone to sleep. Teasing. I lured them. Yeah, if they're wealthy, they get away with murder, don't they, literally. And paedophilia as well, it seems. Yeah, got 6 month suspended sentence, suspended for 2 years. 6 months is not long enough. It's obviously going to go onto the register now. You can't make your mind up, can you, Wally? He's obviously going to end up on the register. He's never going to get into job again, is he? But he's loaded anyway. And the flipping BBC have been paying him still while he's being investigated. Now, apparently he was, ever since he was arrested, he's been in therapy or something like that. He hasn't been able to cope or whatever. It's probably the stress of the situation, what that he made for himself. If he had never got caught, he wouldn't care. He would carry on doing what he's doing. Also, anyone who, he's clearly got mental health issues, because anyone in their right mind wouldn't be doing that in the first place. I don't think so. No. Well, obviously not. Anyway, Donald Trump. There was an assassination attempt, another one against Donald Trump. And, oh dear. So they arrested the guy, and the Secret Service. So basically, they saw the gun barrel poking out. Oh, hey, what's going on? Poking out the bush, and this is a video clip actually of Ryan. I might be show you that. Poking out the bush. Anyway, someone spotted him, not on the golf course, because this all happened on the golf course. So somebody spotted him, and they basically got his registration and what have you. And then the police, went caught up with him and arrested him. Now, this guy has made several videos online as well about Donald Trump, and none of that would make you think he's going to go and try and shoot him. Maybe just trying his luck, I don't know. But yeah, against Trump and how dangerous Donald Trump is, and to be, what the videos I saw, I see a couple of them. They're all fairly level-headed, not just telling you how it is, and it wasn't inciting any violence or anything like that. So I go out and then shoot them, and then we hear about this, Now the previous assassination attempt, I've got my doubts about that one. I really have. He's got no scar where he was apparently shot. You right there, Bear? Where he's, come up here if you want to come up then. Crikey, you really are fidgety today. If people don't want to look at your bum. Right. So I've got my doubts, that's real. And the guy who, oh my God, you find treats out of my pockets, are you? You are, aren't you? The guy who they shot, who was on that roof, he was a Republican. I wouldn't be surprised it was all set up and he was willing to give his life. I really wouldn't be surprised. These people are fanatical, Or maybe he didn't know. A bit like that film Shooter, Maybe he didn't know he was being set up. I know that's a conspiracy theory, what have you. But he was on that area, that he was photographed on the plane, and he had no bandage on when he was on the plane shortly after. He went on the golf course. I think it was the same day, actually, on the golf course, the day after. He didn't have a bandage on, but whenever he's in front of the camera, he had a bandage on. And, Wally, out of my pocket. He's going in my pocket and nicking treats out of my pocket. I do feed you, mate. Yeah? He's a pain. So I do wonder if the legitimacy of that one. This one, I think, is legit. I think it's fair enough. They caught the guy, and the guy's got, he was seen And you know, I think this other one was a bit sad because, quite frankly, where that guy was laying on there, like, so I can't see how he could have missed. I know he turned his head and all that, but crikey, he wouldn't have been that far off. Unless it's a really bad shot. Wally, this is really annoying. Come on, sit down. Sit down. Huh? And don't start licking my face. No, you bit nicking. Probably nicking your bum. So this is a clip of him being arrested. Microphone's there. Don't lick the microphone, Wally. So apparently that was him being arrested. Apparently. So, oh dear. So at the moment he's facing gun charges at the moment, and his name is Ryan Wesley Roof, the suspect in the apparent assassination attempt of Donald Trump, and he's been charged with 2 counts, including possession of a firearm while. Oh, he's a convicted felon. I didn't realise that one. And possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Ooh. He's going away. Trump was not harmed, and his campaign said. So at a news conference on Monday, which is today, the acting director of the Secret Service said that the suspect did not have a line of sight on Trump. So he's obviously hiding, and you know there's too much stuff in between them. Ronald Roe Jr. also defended the level of security provided for the former president. So, what's the Trump doing? Straight away, he starts blaming Harris and Biden. Oh, crikey, the light's gone out. I'll have to get another one. So, he straight away, God, that was quick. That was on charge. Oh, well, never mind. Straight away, he started blaming Harris and Biden. And Trump, for his part, sought to blame President Joe Biden and the Vice President Kamala Harris, telling Fox News Digital that the suspect believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris, and he acted on it. Oh, doesn't it sound familiar? Capitol Hill, anyone? Huh? Capitol Hill? No? Okay. Oh, dear. So his protection detail and what have you has been criticised somewhat, and Biden has stepped up, saying, "Well, they'll have to up it." The thing is, I think Regan was saying this earlier in his live stream. He was saying the same thing, and that it just puts more pressure on this on the security detail, Secret Service, and all that. Hello, Allbeach. I hope you're well. And Anson, thank you, Wally. I am Underworld in a group. Left you give money. Sorry. Don't be afraid, says Answer. Okay. There we go. Steve McGowan says, I'm American and getting a rifle is far easier than getting, oh my God, a mental health care. What did I tell you? Something seriously wrong there, isn't there? Eh? That's just nuts. Oh. Where's my microphone gone? What's there? I don't trust you, Wally. Why are you so hungry? You've had so much to eat. I'll tell you something. Apparently, dogs taste good, and so do cats. Where's my cat? So I've been told. You worried, Wally? Are you worried? Huh? Everyone can see the back of your head. Oh, dear me. So, and where's Keir Starmer? He's been wearing a dress again. Don't worry. Obviously, he's been getting a hell of a lot of criticism over the little red dress because they didn't put in the register of interest straight away. But what got me is that I did mention it earlier in my video that he did actually come clean. It says it was a late register of interest, but at least he did it. And now people are just, it's all fueled by the right-wing rhetoric. It really is, you know. And people get gaslit about this stuff, and it's people look for reasons to hate him, reasons to hate Starmer. Now, I don't hate Starmer, but I'm not particularly fond. But it's got nothing to do with a little redress. No, it hasn't even got anything to do with the winter fuel payments being, you know, been taken away. I think we're about the wrong way. I think that we should, if there's going to be reduce, they need to increase the threshold. So he means testing it. So you know, because what do the pensions get, about 14 grand or something stupid like that? You know, they don't get a lot, do they? And even those who are on got about 16 grand, is it, before you get pension credits? Is that right? Something like that. So ain't a lot of money, no, to survive on. So, but you know, it's Everloss says Starmer is the devil. I'm not going to go as far as that. I don't think he's the devil at all. For Christ's sake, look what we just had. People have got a short memory. Look what we just had. We had, you know, Theresa May. She was bad enough after David Cameron, and then we got flipping Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, and people are trying to say Keir Starmer's worse than Boris Johnson. He's boring, I have to admit, you know, but he's not. No, he's not Boris Johnson. And then who did we get then? Liz Truss. For Christ's sake, she crashed the economy, and apparently Keir Starmer's worse. And then we got Richie Sunak, who's ripping off the country left, right, and centre. I think he's probably the worst. He's the biggest rip-off merchant. You know, Boris Johnson was, boy, they were basically just getting beneficial payments from all over the flipping shop, wasn't he? From Russians and God knows who else. You know, what about a time when there's the Russian invasion of the UK with the Novichok? You know, and there's a big summit in the EU about the situation. And where did Boris Johnson go? After this summit, he said, hello, here I am, and I'm buggered off and ended up in Italy in a flipping place where, who else was there? Lebedev and various other Russian friends of Boris Johnson. So-called ex-KGB. Apparently calling to Vladimir Putin, you're never ex-KGB. And Keir Starmer's supposed to be worse. Now, come on. That's just ridiculous. Now, it does make me wonder, though, if Jeremy Corbyn, he would never have got in, but if Jeremy Corbyn would have been such a bad Prime Minister. Because I don't think so. Because this was all gaslighting again. This was just, you know. And on Palestine, was Jeremy Corbyn right? Makes me wonder. You know? So don't look at me with your big puppy dog eyes, Wally. Huh? Don't look at me like that. Oh, crikey. He knows how to work me. He really does. He's giving up his eyes into the, you know, not, I don't know, his head. Don't look at me. Stop it. What are these dogs say? Hello, chatty rat. What is the new term for the assault rifle? This guy, I don't think, did he have an assault rifle or was it a shotgun he had? Or something, I don't know what he had. He don't think he had an assault rifle. But you see, the other thing is, you talk about assault rifles, it's like Kamala Harris, she's getting a lot of criticism, isn't she, regarding the Second Amendment, right to bear arms and all that. And in the US, she's going to take away your guns. Going to take away your cows and your guns. And she never said that. She's also made it quite clear that she and Walsh are both gun owners. And what she did say, she wants to get rid of assault rifles. But she didn't say she's going to ban them. She talked about doing a buyback scheme. So basically buy them, you know, get some off the streets, you know. There's no need for anyone to be walking around the streets with an assault rifle, an MP5 slung over your shoulder. Why? You know? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But they're going to say in that, I don't think there'd be a land invasion in the US, considering how many people have got weapons over there. What was that film that, where North Korea invades the US? The Red Mist or something like that. Or Red Dawn or something, I don't know. It's crazy. Hello, Mark's biggest fan. Hope you're well. They're going to take away your kids. They're going to eat your kids, they are. Well, after they took your pets, they're eating your dogs and your cats and your hamster. They're going to eat your kids. Well, that's apparently, the Democrats, they suck the blood of the children in the basement of a pizzeria. That's absolutely crazy. These people are nuts. And then we've got, the evangelical type as well, Apparently they're God-fearing people. God-fearing Christians, they are waving their guns about. That's ridiculous. And then we've got the Pope. He's going about telling the American people, you need to vote for the lesser evil. Well, we know who that is. Oh, but didn't actually say which one. Well, he's basically saying both of them as bad as each other. He said, we got the lesser evil. Because he's talking about Kamala Harris and Roe versus Wade, abortions and stuff like that. She wants to reinstate it. Give women rights over their own body. And then Donald Trump put it in the hands of the states, didn't he, by removing it? It's just nuts. And let's be fair. Why the heck is the Pope interfering? That's just as bad. That is just as bad, with foreign elections and what have you. That's just as bad as Putin. Okay, he does it in your face. Wally, no, you can knock the camera over, mate. What is wrong with you today? You have to come around, though. You're not that way. You've got another treat. No, he's got to take the shortest route, isn't he? He's probably going to knock the camera over. All right, over there. Well, I'll chuck over there. I'm sure his eyesight's going. Wally. His hearing's definitely going. There, boy. There, boy. Crazy dogs. Why aren't there any defence? Any defence for what? Oh, sorry, defence rifles on assault. Guns, the replacement for poor masculine traits. Yeah. What's happened to fisticuffs in the streets, eh? So you can bear guns and shoot people, but you can't have fisticuffs. They're eating people's grandmothers and budgies, says Perry. Well, that might solve the pension and the ageing population situation. The American Constitution states that the right to bear arms, all Americans should have bear arms. What, like bear arms or bear arms? And I'm sure that the bears might complain, though. Yes. The bears will be armless. With all the claws and stuff, it'll be terrible. You won't be able to operate your mobile devices. Are there any trees and other channels going? Are there any? How are the trees? Oh, the trees are doing. We're starting planting them again probably this month actually. Weather's changed, so it was too hot before, so we couldn't really plant. We stopped planting in, I think it was April. Give it enough time to roots start getting a little bit of a hold. But we've had a few losses, about 6 trees we've lost, but we're going to replace some of them already actually. But I shouldn't have done because I keep watering them. So yeah, we're doing a rewilding, so we're basically planting a load of trees and putting signs up with the trees. Because people make donations, you see. There should be a link down below, or be below one of my videos. So that's doing well, and the trees that all taken, they look really, really healthy. Our arbour that we did, that looks really, really good. Could be doing another arbour very, very soon. In This one's in remembrance of those who lost their lives in Gaza, which is quite a nice idea. Someone made a donation with that wish, so I thought it was quite good. So that's doing well. Another channels, a woodworking channel is on 49,000 subscribers now, just and 200 and stuff and other. So that's doing quite well. It's mainly on shorts though. You don't earn much on shorts at all, so it's not earning any money really, very little, tiny amount. But I do get given free stuff, like lasers. I've got 4 laser engravers that were donated. So, hello, Yellow, I hope you're well. Is this a safe space to share? Yeah, I'm crikey, I don't do anything nasty on here, okay? And obviously, the moderators, although we're quite open in what people say, what they want to say, as long as they're not nasty or racist or anything like that, so I don't want anything like that. So, and the people, the regulars on here, they're lovely people, so, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And the moderators are really on the ball as well, so, which is much appreciated. Oh, it was AK-47 he had, was it? Oh, my God. Is that what they claimed, is it? The KGB. Yeah, well, it's not the KGB anymore, is it? It's the, oh, crikey, FSB. People's grandmothers and budgies. Oh, dear. Will you ever shave your beard? Probably. I'll probably get sick of it and shave it. I had to clip it because when it died, we dyed it, it went purple for a few days. It started going brown. It got really weird. And then it went really crispy as well. It killed it. So I'm trying to grow it out now. Show us the cat. I don't know where it is at the moment. Riley is a bit of a, well, he buggers off most of the night and then he sleeps most of the day. Oh, cheers, Curry Library. Yeah, no, it's looking good. Cheers, Joel, for deleting the message. I don't know what it was. I haven't looked at it. There we go. What's wrong with these people? Are they leaving stupid comments, are they? I'll look later. What would you do with 100,000 a month Russian money? Oh, I don't know. Invest it in promoting normal agenda. They might find that a waste of money. Yeah. Actually, no. Actually, probably just plant more trees. Plant more trees and create habitats. That's what I do for animals. So yeah, Trump was targeted, but he's okay. So don't worry, don't worry. So now all this is going on with the Labour Party at the moment. It's affecting his poll rating. So there's been a sudden drop in the polls as. Alex Salmond says that he would not have quit as First Minister if he had known Scotland wouldn't be independent in 10 years later, he says. I thought he quit because there was a little scandal. There we come. All right. Back on that. I'll find that. Where's that gone? So... Pope Francis. There we go. Now, Keir Starmer's in Italy at the moment and he's talking to Maloney. Actually, that's not the right one. There we go. Right, is that one? Oh, it's about the stupid... Oh, there we go. So Keir Starmer commends Italy's remarkable progress on irregular migration. Well, this scheme of theirs isn't actually in operation yet. So what are they on about? So yeah, he praises Italy's remarkable progress on tackling illegal migration during, I say illegal, uh, during a news conference in Rome alongside the Italian counterpart. And Stalin says the pair used a meeting today to discuss global challenges and meeting them together. And thanks Giorgia Meloni specifically for her leadership in supporting Ukraine. Yeah. Why is he so keen to keep meeting with her for? You know, she's something hard right, she is. He ain't interested in the left at all, is he? He just wants to get rid of them all. So he's literally trying to destroy the left in the party. He's got rid of most of them, hasn't he? And then he likes to meet with right wing leaders. He'll be meeting with Orban next, wouldn't he? But apparently Orban's he's a fantastic man. He's fantastic, says Trump. Now, she also describes allegations of human rights violations made against Italy in its treatment of migrants as completely groundless. There was it Italy or was it Greece? Which surprises me. Not much has been said, or it does surprise me actually, because when you're trying to defend migrants and what have you, it doesn't get very much headway, does it, in the press? But I made a video, a little short video a while back, and it was just basically, I can't remember if it was Greece or Italy, and the captain on one of the coastal boats was taking them back out again and drowning them. I think that's Greece. And they got filmed. So while Keir Starmer continues to enjoy his first visit to Italy as UK Prime Minister, we're going to leave our live coverage there. So they're leaving them on his own. There we go. Not that one. Let's get rid of that. That's not that one. So yeah, he started to give millions to far-right Italian PM Meloni to tackle irregular migration. There's already been millions given to France, which obviously the right wing of the UK ain't happy about that, are they? They seem whinge and whine about that one. And now we give more money to Meloni. It makes it, to be fair, actually, those countries that are like first port of call and what have you, it makes sense in some ways. And this scheme that they're doing is not the same as Rwanda. It's nothing like Rwanda at all. The Rwanda scheme was a one-way trip, and also we have to receive as many people from Rwanda as we were sending over. It made no sense. It was an exchange policy. It's ridiculous. This one was literally as a processing centre, so it's just put them somewhere else while you're processing them. In this case, Albania. Now Albania isn't in the EU, so it's still outside of the European Union. There, and so is the United Kingdom. So if that was considered, but obviously Italy is in the EU. It does make me wonder, though, how these other countries are exporting these refugees and what have you abroad, where the UK couldn't get one flight off for Rwanda. Actually, I think there's just one geezer that would end up, and they had to pay him $4,000, didn't they? As a bit of a publicity stunt. Taxpayers' money again. Oh, talk about the cat. The cat has turned up. Hello, Riley. What? Where are you going? He's probably going to where the food is. What's up, Wally? God, Wally's what's wrong with you tonight, my friend? Eh? My Wally dog, he's in a bit of a... This one's sleepy. He's a sleepy boy. Yeah. Aren't you? Sebastian, look at the spotty ears. Was it different back to front? Got Dalmatian in him. Oh, I'll be coming. You could come up in. You could sniff my pockets. No, Albania doesn't, does it? Can you remember when the president or the prime minister of Albania came and interviewed? I think it's regards to statements that Suella Braverman was she was criticised. Did she criticise Albanians? An Albanian grooming gangs and stuff like that. She was going. Remember that? And he made a really good speech about it. You know, a speech. He's been interviewed, and Wally, this is really annoying. Sit your bum down. How about that? Is that better? Oh, thank you. He's very fidgety. They paid for extra policing. Hello, Ruth. I hope you're well. So now they can't. No, they don't have the same rights issues. There's not. They didn't need a comparison anyway, because it's for processing, and it isn't a one-way trip. Albania's not saying they're going to keep the people. You know, the idea is getting processed there, and then. But where do they go from there, though? If, for instance, we don't know where they're from, because maybe they haven't got passports and stuff like that, so we don't know where they're from. Where do you send them to if you don't know who they are? Oh, muffled. God, you're a pain, old woman. Why are you such a pain today? Huh? You're going to sit there nicely, are you? Eh? He is lovely normally. Actually, that's a good point, actually. I can remember making a video about this before where France was retaliating because the UK government didn't hand any cash over. I think this was last year sometime. Oh my God, your claws are getting long, Molly. We'll do claw. Oh, about H. The British people are begging for asylum in Europe. Yeah, I've got my refugee status. Thank you. Here in France. I knocked my mic. Okay, that is alright. I could put this bit better than that. What are you being a nuisance? Put it there. That might be better now. Sorry about that. Thank you. Oh, quite I'm out of kilter here. Here we go. I think your teeth need cleaning, my boy. Can I buy your dogs? No. He's 14 now, this little one, aren't you? Yeah, 14. Oh, you eat him. You'd be a bit tough now. You have to treat him like a goat, you know. You have to put him in like an earth oven or something like that for 8 hours. Or quite the Prittler. 42,000. Sorry, became Portuguese. 42,000 became Portuguese in 2022. That's the thing. We never talk about that, do? Well, the UK don't. They never want to accept or talk about the amount of asylum seekers in EU countries and how many they take in. You know, they don't accept that. It's like, oh, we've been invaded. It's an invasion, said Suella Braverman. And then obviously the Prittler. She's very prickly. You wouldn't like her. No. You'd bite her ankles, wouldn't you? Hmm? She's got 3 legs anyway. Wally Vision. There was also a standard running joke in Ireland in the 70s. A prison visiting committee come across Paddy Mick. Oh, Christ, jumping up. How long are you in for? Oh, 15 years, he replies. Oh, crikey, what are you, this is really annoying. UK funding provider, 10% of France's border protection. UK paid 40.4 million. The UK also subsidises our electricity. 10% of the UK's electricity comes from France, from the nuclear power stations. I won't be surprised a lot will be coming from solar and that now. We've got solar panels going up everywhere. I mean, there's so many solar panels, it's unreal. You know, it's not just the car parks. If they've got over 80 car parking spaces, they've got to have solar panels fit, you see, in supermarkets and places like that. It's the farms, crikey. I'm not talking about on the farmland, although that is also happening, but on farm buildings. They're building these whopping great hangars for the combines and the tractors, and just covering them with solar panels, massive roofs with solar panels, hundreds of solar panels on them. You know, I've seen several of them just around here. There's one that's just down the road here. Oh, crikey, I'll get covered in hair. That's the only thing with dogs, you get covered in hair. Do you know that, Wally? Yeah, I know, my fella. I know. You are a lovely boy, really. He is very clingy tonight, aren't you? Hmm? Yeah, I know. What? To be fair, he's clingy most nights. Yeah, okay. All right, boy? All right. What happens, because you're getting water on your lung, mate? Hmm? He's got a condition, but he's got heart murmur. Basically, his heart beats wrong, and it's pumps fluid, the blood the wrong way more than it pumps blood the wrome way. Goes back again, but it puts pressure on his arteries. But it puts water onto the lungs, a bit like pneumonia. So occasionally he gets these coughs, and if he gets really bad, we have to give him water tablets. And he's on these other stuff as well, this vetmidin stuff as well. We have to give him that. So they're quite costly, aren't you? Mm. But you're worth it. Yeah. And this one here, he's on the same medication, but he's got heart disease. He's got an enlarged heart. He said he had X-ray, didn't you? You had a big machine of an X-ray. This one here, can't see it in a minute. 70s and 80s were not a good time to be Irish in Great Britain. Oh God, no. Oh well, no, because obviously the troubles in Ireland. Have anyone who's Irish would have got a hell of a lot of grief in the UK. Would have been great, would it? Hello, WW. What's up in the UK? Oh, crikey. Everything. Our economy's broken. Our GDP is shot. The gross domestic product. I mean, there's no profit margin in it. The banking sector is going to be devastated probably next year when that becomes finalised. Hey, Wally, stop it. Can't you get comfy? You're so fidgety today. So the whole thing's a mess. And then we've got Pope Francis sticking a nose in American politics. And China's causing grief in Singapore. You know, there's stuff going on all over the flipping place. Obviously got the Ukraine war. We've got that was promised that enough supplies or stuff was going to be to supply. I think it was 14 battalions in Ukraine, and they didn't get enough to do. They got enough to do 4, only just 4. So they got all this stuff sent to them, and they didn't get nowhere near enough what was promised. So they're kind of like fighting losing battle. Excuse the pun. They're doing very well considering what they've got and what they're doing it with, and they've really changed warfare. You can imagine, can't you, in the future that you wouldn't have boots on the ground. You just have all these drones and robots supplied by Elon Musk. Or something, I don't know, argument's sake. Oh dear. It's like he goes around, he's got a security detail of 20 people, 20 security guards. You don't go anywhere without them. You never see them though, do you? You just see Elon Musk sitting there and people asking him questions. And that's it. Hello, Regan. He's back again. We're just talking about you and your toilet troubles. Only kidding. I'm not Irish, but I went to a Catholic school. Where are we? In the winter, you need more energy. Solar panels isn't enough for small houses. No, it's not. Um, well, obviously the summers are shorter, the days are shorter for the start. But those perovskite, those new solar panels, they reckon they can even provide electricity and moonlight. So they're looking very interesting, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper to make. The old traditional monocrystalline or the polycrystalline solar panels, they're ridiculously cheap now, really, considering what you get out of them. And we've got what we've got here. We've got loads of solar here, and obviously it's not providing anything at the moment. But I've got a couple of wind turbines that I need to put up, which made only about 1,000 watts. So they'd be worthwhile putting back up. And also, I'd like to build. Well, I built them before, a vertical wind turbine, a vort. So that would also help. And eventually, I'd like to do on the battery. I'm doing self-consumption at the moment, but because we're doing self-consumption, we couldn't put the wind turbines up, so we provide too much power. We mustn't put it in we can't put it into the grid, you see, so we'd just be wasting it. So ideally, we need batteries, but batteries are so expensive. You want lithium. You need a proper, like a power wall type lithium system. What are your thoughts about assisted dying? I think it's an absolute disgrace that we don't already do it. Now, last year, 2 years ago, I had to put my cat down. Right, not the cat we got now, my other cat, Buzz Lightyear, and how old was he? He was about 12. 12, about 12, which isn't a fantastic age for a cat. But anyway, he had cancer, so we had to put him down. Do you know what? It was the most peaceful thing. Or they gave him one little injection, they stopped his heart. No, sorry, one little injection, they put him to sleep first, and then they stopped his heart. And it was just peaceful. That was calm, it was peaceful. Why the hell don't we do that with people who end a life, Instead of dragging them out, suffering. I can remember my mother, she was, oh, crikey. She died at 51, she had stomach cancer. And it just dragged out, and you just doing all these treatments, and she wasn't going to get over it. We knew that. She was too poorly. She was never going to get over it. And it was, it was inhumane. It was inhumane. And listening to her when she just sleep, sort of whimpering cries and stuff, she doesn't dosed up morphine. She was completely out of it. It's horrible. And same with my grandfather. So he died of leukemia in the end, blood cancer, and same thing on a morphine drip. That's no way to go. It's not. So undignified. Father as well. He died in hospital. Who wants to die in hospital? It's that you're with your family or what have you, and you can make that choice, make the decision. As long as you got your wits about you, you know what you want. I Excess Ransom's campaign for the moment, aren't they? And they were going to discuss it, weren't they, in Parliament? I don't know if they have yet. I haven't followed it that closely. But they need to do something. They can't go on like this. And if you're looking at it'd be cold and callous about it, what about the cost? How much does it cost to keep people they're not even really alive, are they? They're just like vegetables, really. And it's no the pain and what have you. I got fibromyalgia, and one of the symptoms of fibromyalgia is not really technically a symptom, is high suicide rates for people. Many women, because women get fibromyalgia more commonly than men, probably because hormones and stuff like that. Because it's it's one of the triggers for it, and they get it a lot worse. Now I've got fibromyalgia, and I've actually got some medication at the moment that seems to be working really well. It's basically an antidepressant, but you take a small dose. It's for nerve pain. It definitely has helped. Not enough to be an antidepressant because I'm always depressed. No, I'm not for you. um, so yeah, people with fibromyalgia, there's quite a high risk of quite a high suicide count. Just like the farmers now, you vote for Brexit. It might sound crazy. There's a lot of farmers who have actually committed suicide because of their financial situation. They can't keep the payments. They've lost all their subsidies. Well, lost their subsidies, been replaced with something worth a sight. We're not talking about the big farmers who've got masses of flipping land, and the smaller farmers, and then you've got the smallholders who have had their. They increased the actual area that you've got to have, the amount of land you've got to have before you can before you can qualify for the subsidy, which is much reduced anyway. And loads of people have just been sideswiped straight off it, and these people have relied on it, especially the small farms. You lose all the small holdings. You're losing a lot of the rare breeds and stuff like that as well. The smaller, because that's what a lot of small holdings did, and organic farms and stuff like that. You end up losing them all. The farms that seem to make the money are the ones that are based in industrial farming. So yeah, it's not exactly good for ecology, and it's not really good for people either. So that's my thoughts on assisted dying. I think we have to do it when it happens. Got my notes. You've got the sort of evangelical types, haven't you? I heard somebody on the radio earlier today getting really angry. I think that was on oh crikey, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, that was on LBC earlier today. She just suddenly phoned in and getting really angry about it. It's murder and all that sort of stuff. Crikey, people are suffering. I would not want to be here if I couldn't function. I really wouldn't want to be here. I'd rather make the decision for myself, saying, well, I've had my time, had a good innings and all that, and say enough is enough. I think it's fair on the family. People can get organised. I can sort them finances out and stuff like that, so Caroline doesn't all of a sudden get a big bill. It's just you can plan. And people can plan on your behalf as well because they know what the score is. If you're not with her, if you've made I know you've signed something beforehand in case you aren't coherent for whatever reason. Quite often because of the drugs, they put you on the morphine and that. So yeah, my feeling is something that you have to do, but it's going to be very complicated. But it's also going to be costly because there'll be a load of legalities around it. It's like anything, isn't it? It's like if you think of death row and what have, which I was obviously thinking awful. It costs a huge amount of money per convict to put them for a different like £1,000,000 or something. It's a crazy amount of money, dollars, I mean. It's just crazy. I just think the whole thing's mad. The world's gone bonkers. 35% of the EU's budget goes to the farmers, and they're still complaining. The farmers there in the EU, my God, they've got so much power. So much power they have. And they've... I'm not impressed with farmers. There's a few good ones out there, obviously. But they don't give a damn how they spray their chemicals. Don't give a damn about Lee Rap and stuff. Sorry, I've got a spraying certificate. Well, I've got to renew it actually, but I don't need to because I don't need it. But I did my spraying certificate. I've got a PA6. It's basically boom spraying, and this was years ago. And there's a thing called Lee Rap, which basically is your 5 metre zone from water courses and stuff like that. Farmers don't care. There's so much drift. Me and Carol, we were walking down the road and we got flipping sprayed with drift. It was so close to the boundary, you're not supposed to go to the boundary. It was on the flipping boundary, and we ended up getting sprayed whatever he was spraying on the blinking fields. I don't know what the blinking stuff was. Probably some pesticide. Some near nicks or something. crikey, back in the 1980s, or 60 to 75% or something like that. Crikey, that's a lot. That's a huge amount of money. What is the, that's the budget, isn't it? What's the GDP of the EU? Isn't it about 15 trillion or something? 15, 16 trillion, the GDP of the EU? I think the US was around 23 trillion. UK is around 2.7, you know. But that's just like the US as well, you know. The US is pretty much bankrupt. The UK is pretty much bankrupt. Unless you take into consideration of the assets and that, and the fact you can just print money. We've got this kind of feudal system going on. It's absolutely madness. Netherlands producing too much solar power to the grid. And they'll be fined. Really? In the Netherlands, they're going to be fined because they're producing too much solar to the grid. Oh, for Christ's sake. What, fined by the EU or just fined? Can't they? Does that make any sense? Why would you fine them for that? That's the stupid rules. Oh, crikey. Elon Musk is going to be happy. Because Terry Britton, who was the tech enforcer for the EU, he's just quit. He's just quit. Just today, he's decided that I've had enough. So Elon Musk is going to be happy because Terry Britton was on his back regarding Twitter and what have you, and other platforms like Facebook and Google and obviously trying to enforce the GDPR. Now, I don't know if you noticed recently, there's been some other talking about tech stuff and GDPR. The Digital Protections Act, whatever it's called, and data protection, your data. There's the newspapers, mainly the right-wing newspapers, like the Express, the Sun, loads of them, in fact, actually. You know when you get your little window come up and ask you if you want to accept or reject and stuff like that? They're supposed to make it easy for you. Now, this is what I've been thinking about, because it's really been paying me off. I sort of given a bit of thought. And if the sun and what have you doing this, right? It don't give. So what? I'll get my worms in there. Normally, you get a little window comes up, so you can either reject or accept the cookies and the cat, that sort of stuff that ends up in your cache. And those papers, what they've decided to do, they're saying reject and pay or accept. Now, you're either a newspaper with a paywall, or you're not. So what they've done is they haven't really given you a choice. Both of them have a cost. So if you accept the cookies, your cost is obviously your data, your personal data. That's that you're paying with your data, and either that or you reject and you pay, which means you've got to subscribe to the channel, to the newspaper. That is from what I can make from the GDPR, to me it looks like that is a breach of the GDPR, including some of these websites that are now, instead of just giving you a very simple box saying accept or reject, or go into the making choices, so to speak, in detail. There's websites that they're also saying that you can either accept it or you then make your choices, what to reject, or you've got to go through different layers. They're supposed to make it as easy and straightforward as possible, so you can actually just reject it. That's your right. That's against GDPR as well. So it's a bit of a Mickey take. What they're doing is they're testing the waters, aren't they? They see if they get away with it, because they will get some people who are stupid enough to start paying for those dodgy right-wing papers and subscribe to them. I just find it nuts. The whole thing's flipping nuts. Hello, Jeremy Goff. How are you? Well, just put in forced gun control. What with guns? My gun's bigger than your gun. The newspapers are so outdated now. Left or right, complete crap, a lot of them, yeah, pretty much. There's some good stuff. I tell you what I do like is the industry papers. I do read a lot of industry papers, like the Grocer and quite transport and stuff like that, and tech papers and stuff like that. I do find the industry papers quite interesting because they're just telling you what the facts, things that have happened and stuff. They've got no real agenda. And the problem with obviously these political newspapers and such as the Sun and Daily Mail, Express, and all them lot. They've all got an agenda. Even the Guardian's got an agenda. They've all got agendas. That's what it feels like, anyway. And then you obviously got the BBC. You just like people. They're just happy to pay paedophiles. Don't forget to hit the like button. Helps the channel, Right. Germany was too sunny a few years ago, so people with solar in the summer was being charged for making power to the grid. What's the point of having it if you're going to do that? It's not going to encourage people to make the right decisions, is it? I'm a believer of self-consumption. Yeah, I don't mind eating yourself, regarding your solar. So basically, whatever you produce, you use. I'm not interested in sending it to the grid. Self-consumption. So start, taking a bit of responsibility for your own power that you're using. And then you obviously you're not feeding the grid or anything like that. You're not putting extra load on the grid. That's what we do here. Because I could feed the grid, but I've then got to put in the flipping great meter, which they charge an extra fee for, and the installation's $2,000 just for the installation of this flipping meter. And then you got here in France it is. And you got obviously buyback tariff, but to get the best buyback tariff on solar, I don't know if you realise this, is you've got to have it in the roof. So basically, the tiles butt up against the solar panels to get the best tariff. The next one down is on top of the tiles, and if you flip on the ground like I have I've got my system on the ground because I've got the land to do it. The tariff is like half. It's only like I think it's about 14 cents per kilowatt hour. It's terrible. There's no value in it. It's not worth doing. So we just use the power. Now, I would, like I said before, I would like to install batteries. So it would make a massive difference to us. But it's the cost. The cost is just way too high. There we go. What's this one here? Verifying my device. So I was saying earlier about Thierry Breton. So he's quit. You can see it? That's just about. So EU tech enforcer and Musk antagonist Thierry Breton quits. Resignation is unlikely to affect the bloc's enforcement agenda against big tech companies. They'll just replace them, obviously. I don't know what his reasoning was. I haven't read it yet. I just saw the headline. So a top official who helped lead the European Union's push to create new rules for some of the world's biggest online platforms stepped down on Monday in a move that prompted celebration from social media platform. So he did celebrate. X. So Elon Musk is happy. Musk. Yeah, he's happy because Terry Britton's getting. Do you know what? Whenever I find anything, because I got a load of flipping porn come up on my flipping on X, and at the moment I'm still using X because that's where the action is. That's where get most of the sort of rapid bits of the clippets of the news and stuff, or people's opinions, and also crazy people. Oh, there's okay. I've got a cat. There he is. There's the cat. That's Riley. Hello, Riley. You come say hello here. Hello, fella. Oh, you can't. You're going to come sit on my lap, aren't you? I know he is. You say hello. What's up with you? Come on in. Dig your claws in though. Come on. Come on in. I see this silhouette of his ears. The shadow. Got a spooky shadow. Come on in. All right, so some of the world's biggest online platforms stepped down. So European Union's push to create new rules for some of the world's biggest online platforms. Yeah, and he stepped down in a move that prompted celebration from social media platforms X, but it won't deter their enforcement agenda. There you go. Oh, I know. Mm. So Britain has sparked an angry response from Musk. He did in the last month when an EU official issued a letter that suggested Musk's planned live discussion with former President Donald Trump will violate, which it did. Hello, violate the will violate the rules of online rules and stuff. He'd also just doing whatever he wants, isn't he? He thinks the rules don't apply to him. So there you go. How long have we been live for? Oh, good, now 10 minutes. I was only going to do about an hour. I've already gone over it. So, and Donald Trump, he lost his legal battle, defending himself because Eddie Grant took him to court over using his music. So the judge rules presidential candidate is liable for damages. More fines that he probably won't pay. Liable for damages over unauthorised use of Eddie Grant's song Electric Avenue. Brilliant song. In an animated video ridiculing Joe Biden. Hey, Wally. You getting jealous, Wally? So the 40-second clip, animation of Joe Biden travelling in a railroad cart while Trump and Pence campaign train passes at high speed. And it was viewed more than 13.7 million times on Twitter before it was removed, according to Grant's lawsuit. That's obviously when it was Twitter and not this crazy X-lark. Now, if I do go away from X, I'll probably go to Blue Sky. I've got an account on there. I had trouble with Mastodon, and it's a creepy name. I didn't like Mastodon. The thing about Blue Sky, it's similar format or layout to X, so it's easy on Twitter. Grant's lawyers immediately sent a cease and desist letter, but the video was not removed until Grant sued on the 1st of September. In Manhattan court, a federal judge ruled that the Trump breached Grant's copyright and is liable for damages and Grant's legal fees. So, there are other people been having their identity and intellectual property stolen by Trump, such as Taylor Swift. And Donald Trump made a stupid statement saying, I hate Taylor Swift, because she's endorsing Kamala Harris. I hate Taylor Swift, capitals. He's a moron. He's an absolute moron. And we've got obviously Elon Musk piping up in that as well. And after the shooting, Elon Musk, as was mentioned on Reagan's show, he put a post on there saying, "Oh, it's funny that Kamala Harris and Walsh hasn't. So Harris and Walsh haven't been attacked. Had assassination attempts." And the way it was worded is like incitement. It was like, hang on, well, go on, egg him on. You know what it's like. Oh, we'll fill that bill for you. These people, he's just unreal. Oh, there we come. Newspapers are so outdated that they are. What have I missed? Mussolini should not be too happy. He's going to be next in line. He's got a big old security detail. I said a minute ago, didn't I? He's like got 20 odd people, security guards. Just putting false gun control. That's what they need. It's not going to happen, though. It's not going to happen. It's like you're taking something away from, you know. You know, it'd be funny, they might be thankful for all those guns later with the way we're heading at the moment. It's not looking good, is it? You know, I don't know how. These flipping Storm Shadow missiles, don't they need support? Like, are they laser guided, for instance? Are they, they require GPS and stuff like that? Because if they're requiring GPS, they're getting support from the West. Because they ain't Ukraine satellites, are they? Just, you know, there's a lot more to them than just pressing the button and press fire, you know. They're complicated things. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, sort of antagonising Putin. But my feeling is we should have done more before. I think we've left it too late now. You have to, you know, you've got to deal with bullies, unfortunately. Hey, you can come sit here now, okay. Actually, I was thinking about this earlier, actually, as well, about the internet and the satellite and stuff like that. Not the satellites much more, not GPS, more so the internet, what have you. Now, if countries want to have, I've got the cat again. if countries want to have control of their infrastructure, okay, and you've got the likes of Elon Musk, who's got all these little, you know, arrays of clusters of satellites out there for the internet, for Starlink, loads of them, thousands of them. He's hoping to get 40 odd thousand up there, you know. I think it's 7,000 at the moment. No country or any, what can they do to stop it? And if we become too dependent on, as a system that is up there in the sky, instead of something that's on the ground that we've got control over, and it's part of your national infrastructure, or it ends up being a part of your infrastructure for the or reliant. It's not your infrastructure, but somebody else's infrastructure is providing your infrastructure. Isn't that dangerous? Becoming too dependent on people like Elon Musk. There was that in Brazil, right? Brazil's they froze his bank accounts because he hadn't paid his fines. Well, they froze his bank accounts, took the money, then they've unfroze his bank accounts now. But they can't operate in, X, what have you, is not allowed to operate in Brazil. But there's nowhere stopping the Starlink. The satellite internet. There's nowhere stopping that. You know, they can, because they don't go through the usual, crikey, what's called again? The ISP servers and stuff like that in the country. It's just up there, you know, because there's nowhere controlling it. So it makes it dangerous. So Elon Musk has spout whatever he blew like around the flipping world, and no one can do anything about it. It feels a little bit dangerous to me. And the other thing that people don't realise that anything in low Earth orbit, within about 5 to 6 years, falls to Earth. Well, falls to Earth because it burns up. And these satellites are constantly, they've got a reducing orbit. The low Earth orbit is reducing all the time. Yeah? And within 5 years, the satellites that Elon Musk has put up, and when you've got his 40,000 satellites up there, however many he tends to put up there, in the case, that's all right now, we've got our 40,000 satellites, they'll last at least 10 years or something like that. No, he's got to keep flipping launching them up there and destroying the environment with all that rocket fuel to get them up there. He's got to keep replacing the ones that he's losing. No one talks about this stuff, you know. Because low Earth orbit, anything in low Earth orbit is basically slowly reduced and coming back down to Earth. Well, burning up anyway. Oh, Corin said. Corin. What have I missed? Oh, thanks for deleting the messages, mate. Thank you. I just got a massage. Did you got a massage from Blue Sky? That's nice. Was it not a good massage? Was it on the shoulders and stuff? Wasn't it, you know? Did they do the cupping as well? You know, the Chinese. You know, maybe did you get a bit of acupuncture while you're there? 10 million users. Crikey. Oh, okay, that's definitely Blue Sky. All right, that's definitely expanding. I might sort of like transition over and see what happens. Do both until I'm sort of like satisfied. I don't really know at the moment, you see. The things I use it for my channel, it's really useful. Unfortunately, I'm getting a huge amount of crap in my feed now. I mean, really stupid stuff. Stuff that isn't even relevant to what I normally search. I mean, it's like it's been forced upon you. Oh, Ginger says, Donnie is such a little baby. He wasn't happy, you know. Oh, no, they use their own, AI. But it's better when using GPS. Yeah, definitely. Oh, quite a little space junk. No, I'm a bit of an astronomer now. I used to have, I've got a little scope here. I used to have a big one in the UK and an observatory. And yes, you could see it on Google Earth. Anyway, space junk is buggering up the skies. It really is. If you want to do astronomical photography and stuff like that, you can pick up the flipping satellites and they just come at streaks. You know. So even though you're tracking with the Earth, because the rotation of the Earth, you have to make allowances for that if you're doing any photography of a nebula or anything like that in the sky of galaxies or whatever. You end up with all these flipping streaks with the satellites are going across, and there's so many of them. It's not like it's just one or two. You know what I mean? With these clusters, it's crazy, man. There's low Earth orbit as well, which makes it even worse. The world would be a better place without Space Karen. Space Karen. I agree, it would. Most definitely. It's time to get towards 12 o'clock now. Trump, cats and dogs, he should start a chain of drive-through or rather drive-over restaurants. And call them, what's that? Cat Donalds. Roadkill. Oh dear. Oh, some trolls that you know. Oh, are they? Oh, cheers, Joe. They come and have a visit, are they? See what's going on. Oh, we got a Celestron here. I had the Amid LX200 12-inch. That's what I had. And that's a cat dioptric scope. So I took it off its original mount, tripod, and I mounted it on a column. But I cast a concrete column and mounted it on that, so it's rock solid. Several years ago now, and that was sort of the infancy of computer controlled and stuff like that. But I made a dome. There's a brick. Cause that's what I'm a builder. So a brick base to the dome, and then I built a fiberglass dome with a shutter in that as well. The only thing is, where I used to live, the side towards Norwich, the light pollution was terrible, and so you only really got one part of the hemisphere you could really look at properly. It was good though, you know. And the other thing is, you sort of middle of the sort of 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to get a fairly good night. Yeah, it was dark. Yeah, that's good. A good scope. That's I think they do an 18-inch version of those as well. There's a lot of money now though. LX200. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably want a refractor this time. I was going to do it again. Well, but then again, if I was, depends what I was going to do. If I was going to be computer controlled, I'd probably go for a refract, with lenses instead of mirrors. But if it was for something I just wanted to grab and just do it stargaze, I'd probably go for Dobsonian, which is basically it was reflector telescope on a base mount. Just lots. You get a fairly big scope for not a lot of money, or you can build one. Right, upgrade, right. Oh, correct. Yeah, the middle of January is 10 degrees. That's very true. Where I am now, though, my skies are fantastic. I'm here in France, in the middle of nowhere. Gingers can vouch for that, and it's the skies are just dark. There's no light pollution at all. It's fantastic. So I'm very tempted. One day, I might be able to afford to do it, or build one. We'll see. Oh, I didn't know that. Apparently, Blue Sky, which is like a bit like Elon Musk's X, uh, but sane, is an open IP. So users can set up their own servers. That's an interesting idea. Can you do a home server, or do you mean online server? The Isle of Scilly is fantastic for uh, astronomy. Oh, both. Okay, that'd be quite interesting to find out what we can do with that. That might be quite good for the channel, even. Right. Can you get a show? Oh, hello, digits. DJ edits. Oh, DJ edits. Oh, I get it now. All right. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. That I am because it's 12 o'clock here now. My dog is piling at me now for something. He's either hungry or he wants to go outside. What do you want, boy? You shouldn't be hungry. The cat has got comfortable. So, look at that face of Sebastian. He's saying, hello. You right, Bear? Sebastian Bear. You can ignore me now. Oh, so thanks everybody, and thanks to the moderators. There was a few trolls in there, so yeah, it's quiet with lots of stars where Marcus lives. That is, so that'd be quite nice to do. I really would. Hello, Tamin, Sadiq. Sadiq, is it? Sadiq. Yeah, have a nice eve. Well, what's left of your evening, and have a nice night, and sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And I might do another random stream another day. Might be in the workshop next time. I don't know. Might be on the computer. I don't know. We'll see. But this works okay. I think it's more casual. It's calm. Not quite so manic as my usual ones. Is it me or my eyes look tired? Anyway, it's time to go. And thanks to the moderators. Trolls, don't try. We are here. Oh dear. I would have 2.5 billion or 3 billion berries in one piece. I don't understand. Yeah, no, take care. Take care, Ruth. Hello from Denmark there. Hello there. Game of Thrones. Okay. UK spending cuts would damage foundations of the economy. Yes, we need to be spending more. Oh, this sounds like a go, doesn't it? Yeah, we should be spending more. Every time we've had a recession, what do? We invested to increase to improve the economy and get money flowing again. And that's one of the reasons why I say we should get the rich to actually spend money, and try and get the economy moving, get more people spending, those who can afford to without getting more debt, spend money instead of just sending it, to an offshore bank account or something like that. Must be a way of doing it. Anyway, I'm going to say toodaloo, so thanks a lot for joining us, Nat, and thanks to the moderators, the spanners, much appreciated. And Wally is pining yet again. Come up here and look. Up you come. Yeah, crikey. You can say toodaloo. You can say toodaloo, fella. Oh, thank you. You say toodaloo? No? You're very needy tonight, aren't you? So anyway, it's good night from me and good night from him. You don't speak, do you? Just whine. You just whine, don't you? Anyway, toodaloo. Stop lick me.